they went in and surgically removed a ton of people, including like the commandant of the Coast Guard for DEI concerns that they had. The FAA administrator, I know TSA administrator was told, step down. Person after person was removed. Career folks at the State Department removed. So there's the outgoing, get them out, and then there's the incoming people. Like they went in and started to put in key people in key places to move the agenda. And it's just something I kept thinking back to 2017 when we had an acting attorney general, and she wouldn't execute what Trump was saying. So Trump removed her and then elevated one of the U.S. attorneys to acting attorney general. That was just, again, this is because they had the time to think about it and to do it. As you guys recall, I made a big deal. I was fired off of the board of the U.S. Naval Academy, unprecedented. I'd been advising the team to just fire all the appointees, and they're executing on that. I don't think that's my idea, but my point is these guys went in and pulled the right people out and are starting to put the right people in, Rob.
They saw from 8 years ago how difficult these bureaucrats and some of these career officials could make their life and implementing the MAGA agenda. And so they're not going to repeat that mistake this time again. So personnel is policy. I'm glad to see that they are putting such a strong focus on it. And until they have these Senate-confirmed cabinet secretaries, it appears they will have acting secretaries in place who are actually willing to execute on what the president's directives are, as opposed to the past where you had individuals who would stymie it. Sean, there was a recent poll that came out from Scott Rasmussen that showed that those in the federal government are there to basically stymie and resist the president's agenda, particularly those who voted for Kamala Harris. They are going to continue to be a thorn in the president's side and try to do everything they can to block the rules and regulations from going into effect. So the job doesn't stop on day one. This is just the beginning, but it's going to take 4 years or more for this administrative state to be cleaned up the way it needs to.
Actually, he also revoked the security clearances of those 51 intelligence officials that lied about the Hunter Biden laptop and calling it Russian disinformation. Again, it's symbolic, but I think important. These people used positions that gave them a security clearance, government positions, that they went out and tried to misinform the American people and sway an election based on lies.
Good riddance to all of them. And this is probably it's probably a very unpopular opinion. However, I believe that after you serve, you should lose your clearance. You don't need that. Take that with you into the private sector. It's gone. You're done. Because we have had these career bureaucrats who have weaponized their position, that take advantage of the taxpayers, that completely just obliterate the trust in government, and then they're able to negotiate their contracts when they get out of government, and they're fully taking advantage of the system. So until we have like a hard reset, I don't think you should take that anymore. It's done. Your job serving the government is over. Strip that clearance and move on. They can apply with their new private company or whatever they may be doing.
Nan, though, I think he sends a very big I think if you're sitting in your job today in the government, they've made it clear, right? They are not afraid. They know what they're doing. They know what they want to do. And you're either on board or you're gone.
Absolutely. President Trump knows this government now from the inside, which he did not when he was elected and in 2016. Now he does. And that makes all the difference. He knows all the workings of government. So he has made it clear in his executive orders that he will not tolerate the kind of ideological bias towards the left, toward all of their corrupt philosophies. He made, as we all know, significant EOs yesterday, rescinding so-called DEI orders, that whole universe, critical race theory, said no longer enshrined in our federal government, in its hiring, in its promotions. So he's sending a very clear message and agreed, of course, those 51 security clearances, the firings, including the woman who was in charge, I think, Deputy Secretary of the Navy. I may have that. You'll know, Sean. Thank you for your service.
I got rid of it's too numerous. Literally, the stories coming out, it was just one after another.